What is up, everybody? Happy Friday to you. This is definitely the wild hair Tina Turner day. But I did a video about a couple of days ago, and I was kind of talking about the Super Bowl with Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, and here's the thing: I don't really follow a lot of beefs. I think the Drake and Kendrick beef was just a notable beef to follow because they were actually dropping music. You know what I mean? But, I don't really follow a lot of rap beefs. I mean, honestly, I don't like beef. I mean, it's like if you gravitate to beef, you're a really negative person. And 9 times out of 10, we don't align. But, I mentioned that, Jay-Z picking Lil Wayne, I'm sorry, Kendrick Lamar over Lil Wayne was more about business and the fact that Kendrick is really hot right now. But I really didn't calculate the fact that Lil Wayne has been holding New Orleans on his back throughout his career. He's represented New Orleans. And the Super Bowl is in New Orleans. And, I kind of thought about this, and it's like, everybody has their respect points, right? I think, if I were to give like Jay-Z, for example, if I were to give Jay-Z flowers, right, I would say that he's intelligent, right? He's hyper intelligent, actually. He's probably one of the higher IQ people, right? But he's also very slick, and he's a strategist. He plays chess with life, and it seems like Jay-Z has played chess with life all his life, right? And that's a very distinct type of archetype of person. And I dig people like that because I believe in playing chess as well, you know. But Jay-Z has also, sort of over the years, I feel like have elevated himself almost to the detriment of other Black people who seek the same elevation. And many can argue that Jay has elevated and propped a number of artists and Black looking artists or Black artists. You know what I mean? People can argue that, in terms of faces of success in the Black industry, the Black community, that Jay-Z is one of those faces. But for me, I don't really revere people quite the same way as other people do. And I do believe that people get success and gain success in multiple different ways. There's different ways that you can be successful. And sometimes, if you have specialized in screwing people over, throughout your reign, you're not somebody that I personally would revere. I don't revere anybody on this earth. I don't care what position they are. I was just thinking, like, I could be sitting next to Barack Obama or Jay-Z, and these would literally just be people who did things that I would either agree or not agree with, and I wouldn't necessarily think that they require some, high level of reverence because they were faces for something. But off of that, I do think that Jay-Z, to me, he is not a face of Black empowerment. He's not a face of Black empowerment. He is a Black gatekeeper, right? Like, Jay-Z is probably one of many gatekeepers in the music industry. I think that they were really polishing Drake to be like that next level, next gen gatekeeper for the music industry too. But he just got sabotaged before he could really just assume the role as long as Jay-Z has. But I do look at Jay as a gatekeeper. And, I think that with that back and forth between Nicki Minaj and Young Money over the years, I think that I feel like this was one of those things where if I could ever have the power to destroy you, I am going to leverage this opportunity, because Wayne and Kendrick both could have been playing at the Super Bowl. Both of them could have been playing. And that would have been a very well curated Super Bowl, because you would have had a hot New Orleans artist who's still an icon in the game. And then you would have this newer school artist who is also just one of the hottest artists of the years right now, side by side. You couldn't curate a better Super Bowl than that. And I think that in the service of being petty, I think that Jay-Z is actually robbing the fans of an opportunity to see two iconic generational rappers side by side, entertaining America in one of America's, long time sports that literally bring us together, kind of tear us apart, but we all come together in chaos for the Super Bowl. So this is a missed opportunity for Jay-Z. And, I understand these elitist, brulee type Black people mindsets, right? They really do believe that they are above other Black people. And I've said this in another video before, when you're talking about immigrants, some of them coming over here, these Black looking immigrants, and saying like negative things about Black people, or having negative opinions or supremacist mindsets, above Black people. Black brulee people, they are exactly alike. They think that Black people really are beneath them. They take on a very white supremacist mindset about other Black people. And as opposed to wanting to help them, they specialize in deciding who, deserves to be here or there or have flowers. And so again, it's a missed opportunity for Black people on so many different levels, because a lot of good talent is being suppressed because they want to, prop who they think are, X, Y, and Z. And it's really sad. So this is, in a broader scheme of things, I do think that this snub on Lil Wayne, it's just not a good look. It's not professional, and it doesn't really show maturity on Jay-Z's part. Bro is like probably over 50 now, because like I'm 41. Yeah, Jay gotta be around 50. And my dude, you still have not alphaed up enough to have the grace to just, it's just disgraceful on a little level here, to see a man Jay's age, being this petty and so personal that you would literally rob fans. You would rob fans of an opportunity to see both of these artists. And scrap what Lil Wayne said about it being just all about him. You beggars can't be choosy. You're not pushing out chart toppers right now, Wayne, so let's keep it a buck, right? Wayne highlighting the tour with Kendrick would have been a great show. It would have been a well-curated show, right? Because, again, there's a vibe that's being, permeated within the Black community right now, and it's a good vibe, right? But at the same time, that is his town. That is his town. Like, that is his area. And so, I'm going to retract, that Nicki Minaj was wrong about her assessment about Jay-Z, because, I think if you're looking at it from, personal shots, then you can't really take her argument seriously. But when you want to just look at the broader scheme of things, this is a missed opportunity for fans to see Lil Wayne and Kendrick play the Super Bowl New Orleans. And it's just, to me, I think petty doesn't serve, the broader scope. And this is a very self-interest decision. And hopefully Jay-Z will make some adjustments to it, to demonstrate that he can be a mature man. On the flip side, too, it's really not about what Lil Wayne feel like he's entitled to do either, right? Like Jay, like running around with some sense of entitlement that you should have something, which is a legitimate entitlement, but nevertheless, you feel entitled to have something that this dude is curating. So you got to watch your words. You know what I mean? You have to watch your words, right? Especially if you're dealing with another Black man that don't want to see you elevated in any other way. And that's how some Black people are. Unfortunately, they don't want to see other Black people elevating. And, that's why I can't stand, these fake Black empowerments. And I just kind of just, divorce myself of any of these ideological think tanks, like in form of commitment. I can pull some thoughts here and there. Like, yeah, that makes sense. But, overall, some of the messaging is just not really, true to reality for me. So I just kind of just sit back and watch it all play out. But I am owning that I was wrong. And Nicki Minaj was actually right about her assessment of this situation. And I mean, it really just demonstrates a lack of maturity on Jay-Z's part. I mean, it really does. Like, you are too old to be this immature, and, and not give your brothers their flowers, right? If you ever wanted to show that you could give Lil Wayne his flowers, this would have been the opportunity. But it's just a revelation of how immature even over 50-year-old people can be. And it's just an indicator of society as a whole. But anyways, you guys have a wonderful day. Let me know what you guys think, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye. Oh, and keep your immune system up, because I've been battling this little thing. I feel better, but like the congestion, the nasal stuffiness is still there. So keep your immune system up. Tease, tease, tease. All right, guys. Bye.